Today we're going to make these earrings by transforming this into this. We're going to start out by cutting 15 centimeter lengths of our cord. I'm going to take the cord, I'm going to split it into 2 pieces. Whatever thickness of macrame cord you're using, just strip it down to about 8 strands. You're going to want to have 12 of those strands that are 15 centimeters long. I've selected this teardrop shape. It's 40 millimeters tall and 25 millimeters wide. You could also just use round hoops for this. So I'm going to take my first cord, I'm going to fold it in half. Just lay that down, take the earring, put it on top, pull the 2 cords through the earring, pull the cord through this loop, and then pull it snug. And you probably know that that's the lark's head knot, and now add 4 more cords in that same manner. Next thing I'm going to do is flip that over using a craft or fabric glue. I'm going to put a little dab of glue on each of these knots at the back because I want them to be secure and not come undone in the future. So I'm going to dab that on. I like to tap it a bit with my finger. Pull them so they're nice and snug. I'll dab it again and I'm going to flip it over to see if I like the way it looks. And I do. I'm going to put it back down and I'm just going to wait for that to dry. Now take a piece of your twine. I use the twine that I use to warp my loom. It's nice and thin. I'm going to put the specs in the description below. To do this, you could also just use 2 or 3 strands of your macrame cord and it's going to match your earrings perfectly. You want this string to be thin enough for the beads we're going to use in this section. As you can see, it's going to fit. Fold your piece of twine in half. From the left side, attach it to your earring with the lark's head knot. I'm going to use this string on the lark's head knot, the one that's not on the outside. I'm going to string 8 of my beads onto this cord. Now my earring is actually, this is the back side. I want to flip this over because I want the look of this side of the lark's head knots. I've already made an earring, so now I want to make this one look exactly the same as this one. So I'm just laying them side by side so I see what I'm doing. And I'm going to tie this cord to the earring using the lark's head knot, but doing it just from one end. So to do that, you go over, through, pull that cord behind. You want to pull through the front to the left of itself. Pull it sort of to the tightness that you want, and you can make minor adjustments after the fact. Going to the left, now pull the cord behind the earring and come back through that opening. And that mimics the look of a lark's head knot. Next, I'm going to pull these beads out of the way, and I'm just going to comb out my fringe. Take your other piece of twine and attach it with the lark's head knot. This time I'm going to use the outside cord of the lark's head knot. Now I'm going to take the other 7 cords that we prepared earlier and attach them to this piece of twine with the lark's head knot. You might find it easier now to tape your earring down to your surface. I want to attach this the same way to the other side with the lark's head knot, and I want to mimic the way my other earring is. Next, just like we glued the back of these lark's head knots to keep them secure, I'm going to do the same thing with these ones and the ones on the side. I'm going to get that first layer of fringe out of the way. I've got my glue on there, I'm just going to let it dry. Once your cords are dry, you flip the fringe over, and then we want to do the same thing with our twine on the sides. And again, we're going to let that dry. I'm going to flip it over. Now I'm just going to comb out this other fringe. I'm going to use a cutting mat and a rotary cutter to cut the fringe, the initial outline anyways, and I'll probably go in with scissors after that. I'm just going to go in and do a curved cut here. I didn't get quite through, so I'll just go in and do that again. Now I'll use my scissors and I will just trim up the edges a little bit more. Now attach your hook to the top of the earring. Open up the back of the clasp, hook it on coming from behind because you want the hook facing your ear, and then just close it back up. If you got value from this today, please tap the like button and that it will get this video in front of more people's eyes. Happy macrameing!